So I realized yesterday that I am going to be putting famous horoscopes, in these classes as well as regular people. And more than half of my clients, it's hard to know, maybe half or more than half are from India. And today we're doing Elvis Presley and Robert De Niro. And I said, oh my God, I need an Indian. So I'm looking at the chart of Amitabh. My wife went to a movie called Kalki, an Indian film that just came out called Kalki. And Amitabh was in there. So I said, oh, let me do Amitabh's horoscope. I'm putting this up for a very, very, very particular reason, more than anything. I keep telling you, horoscope interpretation is not about planets and houses. That's one of the factors. It's the aspects. It's the planet that rules the house. It's the planet in the house. So I would look at this chart and I'd say, oh my God, this person has a phenomenal chart for the arts. Phenomenal. For the third house. Now, if I was doing a horoscope for some, client or student, and I'd say, wow, this third house is a monster house, they'd go, there's no planets in the third house. There's no planets in the third house. I thought it's useless. I thought it's no good. This is a phenomenal third house, which is the arts. Why is it phenomenal? It's phenomenal because of the aspects onto the third house and the ruler of the third house. So the third house is Aries. The ruler of the third house is Mars. It's in the eighth house. And all the students are going to go, it's terrible. The ruler of the third is in the eighth. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. It would be terrible if Mars was not 1 degree away from Mercury in a great sign, Virgo. Mercury's past the 15th degree of exaltation. It's still Mercury in its own sign, Virgo. And Mars is right next to that. On the other side of it is Venus. Now, Venus is a bit of a wild card. I don't know exactly what Venus is going to do because it is in Virgo. It's a fallen planet next to Mars. But that Mars being right next to Mercury is phenomenal. The aspect to Venus is 7 degrees. The aspect of Mars to Mercury is 1 degree. Now we see that Mars is aspecting its own sign, Aries, the third house. That's really good for the third house. Then we have the moon. Even though it's a dim moon, it's still a benefic. It doesn't become malefic. It's just not as strong as a bright moon. But that moon is a benefic aspecting the third house. Mars aspects its own sign, Aries, the third house. And Mars is flanked by the 2 artistic planets, Venus and Mercury. So this is a phenomenal third house, even though it's not obvious to beginners.